Well, I've always liked the monster within idea. I like the zombies being us. It's like zombies are the blue-collar monsters.
Call of the Dead, in my opinion, the love song map of Call of Duty Zombies. Special in so many ways, and such a thank you to zombie media as a whole, just in our little franchise. But in the totem pole of greatness of the best and the worst maps, in an objective scale, it is placed a bit more on the average. Some people like it above average, some say, fuck the fog, it's below average. But it's never the worst, and definitely never the best. Yet when you look at people's, personal favorites, there's a strong demographic of people who named this as their most favorite map.
At number 15, we have my beloved Call of the Dead.
And in my eyes, there is a complex yet overly rational reason as to why Call of the Dead wins so many people's hearts. And I call this simple reason the Call of the Dead effect. Oh, and if at any point you say to yourself, damn, I like this video, consider subscribing, it means the world. When spawning in, you are hit with a blizzard. You don't know where you are going, but you know anywhere is better than being with this lanky motherfucker. So you follow the light of the mystery box to this abandoned ship, taken over by ice and debris. It is blending into this map's muted colors and tones as if stuck for ages. So we continue up, spinning the box and promptly getting railed by the box. Then we turn on power, letting this lighthouse shine on us to show us a bit more of this adventure that awaits. This map is dull, which is a bit of a negative in my eyes. Yes, it makes the atmosphere better, but when you when the most color there is just some blues here and there and a red fucking light from Jug, it feels a bit bland sometimes to me. Now, I think this map's real genius is in the map's layout. It is perfect for Georgie. It's basically a glorified circle with the lighthouse on the side like a little tumor. The map is tight, but not suffocating, leading to areas where you can breathe, mixed in with the long and narrow stairways that could easily fuck you. But like I said, George is the real MacGyver here. He uses external routes and ziplines that are conveniently placed so you can't get trapped, and he won't lag behind that far. All of the traversal and pools of ice water feel perfectly placed for George, so you aren't always being fucked, but also you are never quite too cozy. Gameplay is the heart of any map, and off-rip, hello, and please, fuck off. This map is centered around the one, the only, the dead, George A. Romero, the father of the modern zombie, the inspirer of this mode basically. For heaven's sakes, I think the monkey bomb is based on one of his movies if I'm not wrong. He is this map's one and only boss zombie, and god is it such a good design. He is constantly walking slowly towards you, threatening that if he gets close, he's gonna get you. He powers up zombies, hopping them on that good shit, that Coca-Cola, that liquid cocaine. And the real kicker, he'll, swing at you, or, if you hit him back. All hell breaks loose. And after grappling with the third marriage, he screams and runs after you, slamming the ground so he shoots up and stuns you. Trust me, you don't want this guy to be pissed. So you cool him off with one of the many conveniently placed licks of ice. That'll cool him off and make him go back to normal. He has a staggering 250,000 health bar, and that is per player. So 4 players, that's a million, that's a fucking million. But they make it worth it, because once dead, he leaves, drops a perk and a death machine, or Wonder Waff if you have beaten the Easter egg. Such a good reward for killing such an imposing and constant presence. After bosses are wonder weapons.
And 3 cheers for the fry cook who took my place while I was gone. Squidward! Hip hip! Boo! Hip hip! Boo! Hip hip! Boo! Hip hip!
Boo! You stink!
Not the best showing. We have the VR11. It And oh boy is it bad. It makes one zombie a human, basically being like a walking monkey bomb, it kind of, distracts some, I think, it never does for me. And if Pat can send away Georgie for a round. But, other than the Easter egg, it's ass. The scavenger is an explosive sniper that goes brr. It has impeccable splash, but it only really kills until about round 40, and then it drops off harder than, I don't know, me. Oh yeah. And the only infinite damage wonder weapon is the good old reliable Wonder Waff, which is granted after killing George only when completing the Easter egg. This kind of gaggle fuck of shitty plus Wonder Waff wonder weapons just kind of screws you. Makes high rounding so impossible. It's why this map is so hard. It is kind of a plus, kind of a negative in its own like weird, unique way. Yes, how could I forget? Easter egg, the story, the coup de grace. This map is directed on an Element 115 site in the harsh cold of Siberia, where George A. Romero is looking into some World War II stuff for his new film called Call of the Dead.
He said it! He said it!
And he found it. Oh, he found it. He is making his movie with the 4 celebrities, which will voice themselves. Danny Trejo, known from Machete. Robert Englund, known for being Freddy Krueger in A Nightmare on Elm Street. And Sarah Michelle Gellar, most known for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Oh yeah, and Michael Rooker, known for being Earl from The Walking Dead. Yet while filming, they get a little surprise as a real zombie comes out and snatches Georgie, infecting him, and it starts the onslaught. They fight through this place and they find a bunker with the original crew, stuck and in the wrong time. It is our job to help them out and get the real device for Richtofen's grand plan. So we go through, solo because I'm lonely. Put in this code, then you go over here, find a little fusey MacGyver. Then you, go to these 4 spots, blow it up. Then you, go find the vril and, slurp up a investigator. As this is the only map that does have a separate solo and multiplayer Easter egg. Of course, the steps are harder, like I said, in multiplayer, but it isn't the hardest either way. And I love how, if you are playing solo, you do have an easy way of achieving the Easter egg, getting, the Wonder Waff and all that.
Years ago, I did research for a World War II movie. I came across some old Nazi documents. I couldn't believe what I was reading. Element 115, necromancers, raising the dead, real creepy stuff.
Now, what is the Call of the Dead effect? Simply put, is the uniqueness times nostalgia squared to the power of difficulty. Essentially, the uniqueness that this map brings is tremendous. It is a one of its kind. The map layout is genius for the map in many ways. The colors, wonder weapons, story, it all is just so different and never done the same. Then you times it by nostalgia. For one, it's an old ass map, so that obviously helps a lot of people since it is in the kind of, not the golden age, I'd say like more like the silver age. Then we have Black Ops 3 over there. And in many ways of the ones that you can just see and get attached to it. But also the celebrities, George, and the whole concept is a zombie lover's wet dream. Finally, square that by difficulty. This map is tougher than George's nuts, yet it is also fair. It makes you play in a unique way that, when paired with the Black Ops 1 system, can really kick you in the balls. But it is fair. The biggest nuisance, George, can be exploited for every perk, making him a huge plus and an amazingly big negative as well. And that is the Call of the Dead effect. The fact that to make people grapple onto this map for its uniqueness, nostalgia for the game and the mode, and the overall fair and different form of difficulty. It is a very unique map for that, making people love it for a different way, which is why I think so many people do name this one as their favorites. It's just different. Realistically, this map is only some player cups of tea, because it can be a really fucked up time for numerous reasons, especially solo. The only real negatives that you can say that makes it this way is George, for as awesome of a presence as he is so annoying sometimes, especially solo. You can never get him off your back, someone's getting fucked, and just one wrong move and everything goes into chaos. The map also lacks a bunch of color, in some ways also because of that interest. I don't hate blues, but it could always, like, there's a BO3 map that shows this, better, in a newer engine, and it looks gorgeous. In, like, aesthetically pleasing way, it is better. Plus, the story isn't anything to boot. It's cool with the whole zombie inception of it, but would you really say this map is anything integral beyond the real device? And they could plop that anywhere if we're being honest. But I feel like me and everyone in this room can say this map is beyond iconic and beyond amazing. Even if you don't jive with the gameplay or the story or the colors, it is so different, and because of that, it deserves so much praise. And with everything said, as our first map ever properly, analyzed and talked about, let's give it a rating. I would say with the whole positive of uniqueness and pure amazingness of it all, and the small downs of George being a dick and the One Robins being a tad bit trash, Call of the Dead, even though it's kind of biased, deserves an 8 out of 10. Just for the fact that even for the bad, it does it different.
The coolest thing? Some of that crazy shit happened right.
Thank you for watching my first ever map retrospective. I'm thinking about making this a series where I look back and get to the bottom of the map's gameplay, story, and overall public perception. If you enjoyed this work, consider subscribing. It would make my day. Comment your thoughts on Call of the Dead and just the map in general and anything else you want to talk about. And until next time, see ya.